Well, a priest who spent his life serving in the nation's capital died last month facing complications from COVID-19. Those close to him say that he was joyful and kind. He became a priest at 56 years old, and he showed patience and hope during suffering. Correspondent Mark Irons looks back on the life of Father Charles Green. This year marked his 25th anniversary as a priest.
You'll hear a lot of the same refrains when people describe Father Charles Green.
Father Green was so joyful.
Was the kindest, gentlest man I think I've ever known.
Born into a large Catholic family, Charles Green was one of 16. In 1958, he became one of the first African-American students to integrate Eastern Senior High, an all-white school in Washington. The world was changing as Green grew into adulthood, but still, he rarely encountered black priests. Meeting Monsignor Raymond East changed his perspective.
I think that gave him role models so that he could look forward to and could see himself, visualize himself as a priest.
At 56 years old, Charles Green fulfilled a lifelong calling and became Father Green. After ordination, he celebrated his first Mass at St. Anthony Catholic Church in D.C.
He was so on fire with the love of the Lord.
A native to the nation's capital, Father Green spent years ministering in various churches to parishioners like EWTN's Morning Glory host, Gloria Purvis.
He didn't have this distance. He didn't seem to fear you, if you know what I mean. Sometimes people can have this reserve or distance. That wasn't Father Green at all. Father Green made you feel seen, heard, and loved.
He encouraged Deacon Al Turner to stick with his diaconate studies during difficult times.
Juggling my job and formation, and he helped to calm me down. He was one of those guys that was always there for me.
In his later years, Father Green's struggle with diabetes forced him to undergo a leg amputation. He found meaning in his suffering, faced it, and continued to serve afterward.
I remember him going into surgery. He was so hopeful. And he said, "This isn't going to get me down."
Father Green would eventually retire in the care of the Little Sisters of the Poor in Washington, celebrating Mass for residents and spreading the gospel. What never left him was a joyful spirit. Those close to him recall it inspiring him to sometimes break out in song while preaching.
Would sing a song if it helped in getting the gospel message across.
Monsignor East remembers one hymn he held dear.
For God is love, and we who abide in love abide in God, and God in us.
A refrain that rang true in the life of Father Charles Green. In Washington, Mark Irons, EWTN News Nightly.